In this video, I'm going to explain to you the 7 ways in which you can get the most rents from your HMOs. And Ryan here from Assets for Life, and if you're new to this channel, please hit subscribe and the notification bell right now. And what would really help me is if you can just click the like button below, because that will give me better rankings with YouTube. So you help me, I help you. So you are on this channel, you are watching this video because you are either a new or existing property investor, and I want to really show you how you can become great landlords. You can create passive income, you can make big lumps of cash through property investing, how you can go and help local communities and really get yourself in a position where you are completely financially free. Thanks for tuning into this video. We're now going to be taking a deep dive look at one of my HMOs and the 7 things that you need to do to maximize your rents. Number 1 is having the correct layout of the property. So what we find works really well in this area in Colchester is buying houses, 3 or 4 bedroom houses, and then converting them into 6-bedroom HMOs, houses in multiple occupancy, which we then rent out to professionals. Now, the market in Colchester prefers en-suites, so you need to make sure that you've got the right footprint. You need to make sure that the property is big enough to meet regulations. So you need to make sure you check your HMO regulation list on the council website, and it will tell you about minimum room sizes. But typically, for a double bedroom here, we need at least 10 square meters, and for a single, we need 6.5 square meters. If we then want to add an ensuite, we're looking at another 2.5 to 3 square meters. So you need to make sure that you've got the right layout. You need to make sure that you transform the property into what that local market wants. Now, it might be you're in an area in the UK where en-suites don't really make a lot of difference, and if you just had 5 bedrooms, 1 with an ensuite and 4 bedrooms sharing a bathroom, you'll still get maximum rents and you'll still get limited voids. So look at the local area and make sure you're buying a property big enough which will enable you to do a full HMO conversion. Number 2 is getting the property in the correct location. And I'm sure you've heard this, location, location, location is absolutely key. Well, you are correct. You've got to make sure that you are in an area where there is demand for rentable units. And when you're doing multi-let type properties, for me, we want to make sure we're no more than about 14 or 15 minute walk from the town centre. We want to make sure we're near local amenities. Is there a shop nearby? Are there takeaways nearby? Is there good transport links into the town centre? You've got to be thinking about how far is it to the train station. Maybe your HMO is going to be more suitable for students, so you're going to want to make sure you're near the colleges or universities. Maybe you're aiming at commuters that are travelling in and out of the major cities, so you're going to want to make sure you're nearer a train station. But doing a demand test is really important. You can put up some dummy adverts on spareroom.com and you can test the demand, because you want to make sure that you're providing the right accommodation in the right location, which will ultimately mean you can charge the right room rate to the right type of tenants. Number 3 is having the right tenants in the right HMO. And a top tip is not to mix your tenant types. What's really important is for you to make a decision on who your market will be. Will you go for local housing association type tenants? Are you going to deal with students that are at college or in the first few years at university? Are you going to focus more on postgraduate students? Maybe you're going to go for white collar or blue collar workers or more professionals, or maybe you're going to go more high end and go real luxury. Top tip number 4 is making sure that you are charging the correct room rates for that type of HMO in that area to the right tenant. Now, you don't want to overcharge people, but at the same time, you don't want to undercharge. It's important that you make good profit, but it's also important that you keep your tenants happy, and you want to make sure that your tenants stay for as long as possible. And if you provide great service, great accommodation at a great price and a great experience, you're going to minimize voids, you're going to maximize room rates, and everyone's going to be a winner. So go on spareroom.com, look at open rents, go and speak to local letting agents that deal with HMOs, and go and see what the market wants. Have a look at what the average price is for a single room, a double room with an ensuite. Look at different locations, look at different types of house shares, and obviously price your rooms accordingly. This is really important that you price it properly, because you want to rent the rooms out as fast as possible, but at the same time you still want to make a good profit. Number 5 is ensuring that you've got the correct management in place. Now, I personally don't manage any of my HMOs or any of my properties, in fact. What I decided to do when I got into this is to hire property managers. And you can get someone in-house to do the property management for you, or you can go to a letting agent. I prefer to have someone in-house. They only need to do it part-time, and as long as you've got the right systems, processes and procedures in place, it really doesn't take up a lot of hours, and then you've just got to keep on top of the maintenance and keep on top of the tenants. And there's a great system you can use called Arthur. This is an online system that you can use that will really help your property management, and if you're on top of your management, you're going to be on top of your tenants, and you're going to maximize your room rates. Top tip number 6 is to ensure that you are advertising your houses, your rooms on the correct platforms. And there's many ways in which you can go and find tenants. You can go on spareroom.com, open rents, Gumtree. You can put a board outside the property. You can post in Facebook groups, other social media platforms. You can get your tenants to refer you people and do a tenant finding scheme. You can go out to local companies that have contractors that come into the area during the week. You can go out to hospitals, you can go to universities, you can even put adverts in the windows in local shops. Making sure that you've got a real good flow of tenants wanting to take your rooms are really important, because you want zero voids, maximum people in the rooms. So make sure that you're looking at all these avenues to ensure that you fill your rooms quickly with the right type of tenant. Finally, top tip number 7 is making sure that you get feedback from your tenants. So when someone moves out, ask them, hey John, hey Sally, can you give us some feedback? Why have you decided to leave the HMO? And really listen to your tenants. I believe in providing exceptional service. I believe that your tenants need to be listened to. And I also believe that if a tenant has an issue, it's down to you to fix that as quickly as possible. Never provide something out to your tenants that you wouldn't live in yourself. You know, these HMOs are fantastic accommodation units. They're done to a good standard, and ultimately we want to make sure the tenants are happy, and we want to get that feedback. You might get some feedback that you might not like, but hey, keep an open mind. Implementation and change is always key, and always be looking to make improvements to provide a better service. I really hope you've enjoyed this latest episode of Tips on a Tuesday. Please make sure that you hit subscribe and the notification bell. Please make sure somewhere around here now you watch another one of my videos. And hey, if I can do it, you can definitely do it. So I'll see you in the next video.